What is happening, everybody? Mattmade here. No Man's Sky has been out for a few years now, and while many people have ripped on it, rightfully so, the devs have kept at it and kept giving out free updates, turning the game from a giant nightmare full of lies into something resembling what they stated that it was. However, does the next update make the game finally worth playing? Here's my review of No Man's Sky Next. No Man's Sky was developed and published by Hello Games back in August of 2016. The premise of the game is that you are a traveler. You can go anywhere and do anything. However, you need to collect materials and resources in order to craft things you need to fuel your journey. You also need to repair your ship and keep your life support systems up. It is a game really about resource management. There's no definitive end to the game. This makes it very relaxing and for some people quite boring, having an entire universe to themselves aside from the NPCs that are sprinkled throughout. Your primary directive is to explore the galaxy, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before. Wait, that's the wrong space adventure. Well, it still fits, so let's roll with it. Sorry, Picard, I'm going my own space adventure, and I'll do it my way. The game is still beautiful. The vistas are large and vibrant, space seems expansive and deep. The planets, while procedurally generated, are diverse in their makeup, their flora, and their fauna, not to mention the climates and exotic weather patterns. The universe is quite interesting and engaging. As a new player, you want to explore every nook and cranny. Before the updates, the game worlds would all house the same minerals and materials, making it really boring and pointless to go to every world to see what it did and didn't have. On top of which, many resources would simply float above the ground in giant pillars. Since the updates, you now have to use the terrain manipulator in order to get at some resources. A welcome and far more engaging mechanic than simply going up to a floating something or other and mining it, then going to the next thing and doing the same thing. The controls on both the ground and in your ship are tight and responsive. Even more so when you crank up the sensitivity of controller or mouse, depending on what platform you're playing on. While the game doesn't have deep controls, more so just run, jump, shoot, and inventory resource management, everything has a fair bit of impact and weight to it. Space combat is really fun. The ships feel fast and can perform tight turns. Going around attacking ships for their cargo to complete missions is a blast. Or if you want to take a more peaceful and quiet approach to your interstellar travels, you can mine asteroids for things like platinum, gold, and silver. The ship is not only a vehicle, but an integral part of the game. If you aren't careful with your resources, you can find yourself unable to launch off a planet and have to scour for resources to refuel. Or you could find yourself out of fuel in space and have to hope that you're near an asteroid field to get tritium, your primary fuel source for your ship. Again, resource management is a huge part of the game and you will be constantly wishing you had more space. Speaking of inventory management, another feature that they added was the ability to purchase or acquire freighters. Freighters not only can store more of your resources, but can also depart on expeditions to either get you credits, which is the in-game currency, or collect more resources for you. Each freighter has a class, and the higher the class, the more it can hold and the better it's equipped. Aside from freighters, you also have 3 different land vehicles that make terrestrial travel a breeze. I haven't been able to get any of these as of yet, even after playing for like 11 hours. However, each one has their own attributes and perks, so attaining all 3 not only gives you even more space for resources, but allows you to get around planets quickly and not have to deplete your oxygen in order to keep yourself alive. The resources themselves have grown to be more complex and require you to travel around the universe more. Instead of just having a few resources available, you now have an abundant amount, and specific planets have specific resources. Or you could find more of one resource than another. This makes it well worth the effort of exploring each planet. Before, the game would pretty much lay out every resource evenly, which doesn't really fit what they were trying to accomplish and leading to a rather boring experience. Then there's the addition of actual multiplayer in the game, which they stated would be in the original release, however it clearly wasn't. There's even a huge thing about how the universe was so large that it's unlikely you would even run into anyone else. But lo and behold, not even a few months later, I think, 2 players ended up on the same planet at the same time and could not see hide nor hair of each other. Following that scandal, the devs stated that multiplayer was not in the game, but it would be coming. Fast forward 2 whole years and bam! With the next update, players are now able to see and interact with each other, making the gigantic world of No Man's Sky a little bit less lonely. On top of now having true multiplayer, there will allegedly be events so you have more things to do than simply mine for resources and stare at weird cow creatures, which, if true, is very welcome and will make the community all the more willing to forgive. The game does still have issues, however. There's still a few bugs and glitches in the game. For instance, I had traded freighters, and once I got a new freighter, I was unable to take off in my starship. It would continuously get stuck in the freighter, making it impossible for me to go anywhere. It got so bad that I had to reload a previous save and lose some progress just to get through that. There are also some collision issues when walking around or over some hills. You either get stuck in or be hovering above the ground. These issues happen seldomly, however, it is worth mentioning. Long story short, the devs over at Hello Games have worked long and hard, and while they could have thrown in the towel and just cut and run with whatever money they got, they chose to stick it out and make the game better and better with each free update, culminating in the next update, which alleviates many of the issues that the game previously had. While there are still many issues with the game, such as bugs and features that the players are still screaming for, the game has come a long way and I am excited to see what's in store for No Man's Sky. If you're on the fence about trying the game, or if you purchased the game when it released and are thinking about jumping back in, then this will be a great time. At the time of writing, the game is currently half off on Steam and may be discounted on other platforms. Many of your fears and gripes have been heard and resolved. So again, are you ready to go where no man has gone before? With just a few more people by your side this time? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about No Man's Sky. And don't forget, if you like weekly reviews and daily Let's Plays, consider striking that subscribe button. This is Mattmade, and I will see you guys next time.